Thursday. So yeah, this is the box that I've been talking about. This is a misleading angle, but it's still fun to establish the scale. I hope it is as large as you were all imagining. I know technically it is several boxes, but yeah, today what we're going to do is finally go through this and work out exactly what's inside it, because I kind of lost track over the years. So this box has kind of been my dumping ground since the start of this channel for any projects that never quite got finished for whatever reason, any designs that got to the halfway point or just were never sewn together, as well as just like any bits and pieces that I couldn't quite bring myself to throw away because I thought that maybe I'd be able to use them someday for a project. This box. I do have some plastic tubs ready to go in case that's helpful, but I really don't know what's in there. So today we're going to find out, I guess. So before we get started, I just wanted to make sure you guys got a really good look at what we're dealing with. So we kind of have some stuff shoved on top, and then there's just like a whole lot of stuff crammed on in there. Technically this is 2 boxes, so I'm thinking we'll start with the smaller one. And right on top it looks like we've got some Christmas decorations, some old yarn, and some finished projects. I'm spotting a Mushu butt. Look at that butt. Okay, so I have just sort of 4 of these tubs to start with. And I feel like we're going to sort things into like materials, finished items, dealing with limited space. So I have 4 containers laid out here. And what I think we're going to do is sort things into materials, finished items, bits of items, and other. So I guess the only thing really to do here is to get started. I suppose we should probably have a garbage spot as well, but I think we're just going to do a pile for that for now, and just sort of see how the need for that grows or doesn't, because I don't really think that, surely there wouldn't be that much trash that I've kept. These weren't trash boxes. We'll find out. I think that's from my play button. Let's call that the start of our trash pile. A little box. Okay, we have some tinsel. Mushu, it's a finished item. We have my moth, cute little moth. It's a finished item. Hello. Fish. Oh, okay, there's lots of finished items in this box. Oh, one of the original pumpkins. Well, it was never fully sewn together, I think. That foot's just pinned on. So that goes in that one to get sewn together. Hello. It's a little fluffy chick. Skull. That's the original butt for the love bug. That's a bit if I ever saw it. We've got our first bit. Oh, we have a lemur leg. Finished blue chicken. Oh, Halloween. Oh, and we have a fox. I haven't been able to find this one in a really long time. Oh, wow. But that is the original pumpkin spider. One of the oldest patterns from my channel. Oh, yeah, at one point I was working on this really cool goldfish pattern. This box is so full you can't even see what's in it anymore. There we are. I was working on this cool goldfish pattern. Might still get released at some point, don't know. But that's a bit. I need more boxes, I think, already. Because, I have all the pieces for this one here to sew it together. But then I've also got just the ones that are literally just bits that I feel like kind of need to be sorted into a different pile. So that probably gives you a clear idea of where exactly we are. That's the desk. The shelves, the dinosaur. Rawr. Pterodactyl, finished item. That is a fully assembled lemur. Bunny. Ah, the narwhal! That's from one of the Skein Spider collabs. There's a bunch of yarn and bits in here. I think that's the goldfish from the Skein Spider collab. I have some pins, but what are they pinning? That's just the kangaroo I was practicing embroidery on at one point. Got the OG platypus. Ah, and we have some more bits. Don't know what you are. I do not understand my own mind sometimes. Oh, hey! A fresh, new, ripe pumpkin tortoise. He's not replacing the hardest working tortoise though, don't you worry about that. So many yarn fragments in here. Bits. Finished. Alright, let's get this yarn pulled out. So, what you can see in there is we've got like a whole bunch of junk. Oh, I've got a few other finished items still lurking on the other side. Ah, the other paw, we found it. It's the other eyeball of our little pumpkin kitten. That is just a plastic bag. Oh, we got some more pins. I'm going to be so rich in pins at the end of this process. Okay, so this box has been mainly finished items. Though there's still plenty of just like stuff in the bottom here. Lots of balls with bobby pins in them, and I'm not really sure what I was working on there. We have, oh, that's a dragon mask. Into the box of bits. That's another ball with just another ball. Oh, we got a bunch of tiny granny squares. Yeah, a few of them, a few different shades in here. Like, that's cool, but what was I making? Oh, I suppose it doesn't matter. Into the box of bits. Oh, that's a clam. It's the original clam. Yum. Oh, we got a little bird. Another ball with a bobby pin. What was I working on? Clearly those bobby pins were marking something. I'm hoping to start like separating out some of this yarn into like a little bit more organized, because like, oh yeah, that's what's left inside this box, this first one. We still have the big one to go, but this first one has been mainly finished items. So we'll get those bagged up. We'll get this yarn balled up and put in its various yarn buckets. Because that was cotton. This is marble. This is a mess. Didn't really know what these boxes were going to have in them. I'm still hoping for a lot of fun. That's a very pretty strand of some lovely rainbow yarn, but it's very much just a scrap. Oh, it's attached to this little thing, whatever this was. I think that was a shark. It's reclaiming the yarn from this piece. I'll just pop that in there for now. Oh, it's a crow with a key. Hello, crow. Oh, that's just trash. There's no saving whatever that was. I think I used it to clean a whiteboard at one point. It had some stuffing in it. Yeah, that's trash. That's rubbish. I'm sorry. I don't like throwing anything away, but sometimes some things are just rubbish. There's another ball with another bobby pin in it. Well, I clearly was doing something. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Oh, we got a little ball of white yarn. We have an acorn. Let's put that in bits. We have a tiny kitten. Small kitten. Small friend. That's a pin. I spotted you. That is 100% a pin. That is 3 pins reclaimed so far. Now we got a little ball of like bubblegum coloured yarn. Oh my goodness, there are more balls in here with bobby pins in them. What is this? What was I doing? Someone can just did I talk about this at some point? I feel like I'm going crazy. What was this? I mean, I think I've worked out where my bobby pins all went. Perfect candidate for the bits bucket. That is a pair of bunny ears in red and orange. So chuck that there. Oh, we have another tiny bee. It's 4 pins. We have the first little poppet that I made, that little poppet square thingy. What? It's like the back of a remote. Oh, it'll be from the back of my old keyboard. Oh, we got a wing. We have an eyeball. We also have just like this pile of like this handful of yarn stuff. Yarn, yarn, yarn. The peg. A broken peg. And yarn. But that's usable yarn. Done. We have emptied the first box. Let us look at the spoils. Okay, so from that we got a couple of just things that I'm going to have to resolve. We got a box of bits that either need to be assembled or I'm not sure what they're for. We got a box of stuff, like a really big box of stuff that's just finished items, so we'll pack those away in a second. And we got a little bit of yarn. And it's not all good quality, but like I can use that stuff for drafting, and then that stuff there is all fine. The cotton, I don't really know what I'm going to do with the cotton. but I'll put it with the rest of the cotton. I have a little bit of cotton, and at some point the pattern that I want to use that for will emerge, I'm sure. So let's box up these finished items and clear them out of the way, and then we'll start working on the bigger box. Okay, so this was the pile of finished items we found in that first little box. I'm sure there's going to be more in the bigger box once we get into it, but for now I want to bag these ones up because they're already overflowing my box. So also in that small box was the plastic bag that a pillow came in, and I find that really good for storing these things. Just get them all wrapped up in plastic, get them chucked up in the top of the wardrobe, and we'll move on. Maybe you guys get to be friends. I might keep you out for a little bit. A little family reunion. So that's that embroidery I was talking about. Tiny cat. Tiniest cat ever. Cool. Tiny bun. I think that one's with embroidery floss. Rah, rah. I don't know if I ever released you. Really just a pom-pom. Nothing go in the other bucket. You! I don't know how you ended up in this box, but you need to go back on display. Not one of my YouTube patterns. This one here I made before I started YouTube, but delightful. Look at those fluffy little pants. I might keep you out and put you back on the shelf. Alright, so I did keep a few things out that I want to keep on display, namely pumpkin spider, pumpkin tortoise's long lost brother, and the rosy maple moth that I made once upon a time, but that has emptied that bucket and filled up a bag for us. So it's only half full. I don't want to put it away just yet, but we'll pop it to one side and I'm sure we'll find some more stuff to go in it as we go. Okay, ready for round 2 here. The big box with a lot of different things in it. So I guess we just start picking things up off the top. So first of all, craft supply. Then bits. Kind of needs to be sewn together. So bits. Some bits. And a finished item. Marshmallow. Some otter bits, because like initially that's the shape the otter was going to be before it ended up being more this shape. So both of those are going in the Frankenbits box. Another ball. I spend a lot of my time making balls. Okay. Bit. Lots of little bits. Oh, we've got, so I'm seeing a lot of bits in here from last year's 7 days of crochet, and if we dig enough, we might even find the 12 days of crochet practices as well. Like this guy's just missing his eyes, which happens often. I don't want to use eyes on just like the prototypes. And so, and again, same thing with the tamarin. So they are still all technically Frankenbits. They're just not a lot of Frankenbits. That's a finished spider. Oh, those are definitely the finished ones. Look, they've even got little lights on their eyes. Little macaw, iguana. These are finished items. And the bags they came in. So the bags they came in are a craft item. But they're finished items and they can go there. Don't know what that was. Bobby pins! Am I going to find all 400 missing bobby pins during the course of this video? We've got a bit, a bit, a bit, another bit. We've got lots of bits. It's a cryptid. Oh, here we go. This is one of the OG roly-poly practices. Lots and lots of bits. We'll go through, maybe we'll go through the bits at the end. You can just see me just like get them out of here first. Hello, what's this? That has to be like 13 pins. Look at how many pins! That is a rough prototype of one of my pangolins. It has literally every single pin. I'm dismantling you for parts, hold on. Oh wow, that's my original bee, like fully assembled. Look at the distinguished gent. He held it pretty good for someone who was just shoved in a box. All right, let's pull all of the pins out of you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, my original guess of 13 was pretty close. I may as well call, oh, no, 15. Sorry, 15. You're not a pangolin, you're a pingolin. Look at how many pens we've reclaimed already. I'm seeing more in here still. Okay, let's just keep digging, I guess. It's a finished pangolin. Alright, I'm just picking out as many bits out as I can see on top, and as I said, maybe we'll go through them afterwards. I'm going to move the box of bits over here so I can see. Oh! Hello! Was this my original survivor? Survivor didn't turn out that big. Did I go back and make a second survivor? That's huge. Oh, and there's still a massive pile of yarn attached too. Oh my. That needs snipped off. I didn't think this through. I need a pair of scissors down here because I don't want to like frog it. I think my scissors are out there though. Yeah. The pipe cleaner. Beads! Honey, could you bring me a pair of scissors? Thank you. Okay, let's liberate the snack. Ah, not frogging the snack. Liberating the snack. Because even if it was originally survivor, that is an excellent body shape to have made all in one piece. Sometimes I impress myself, and this is one of those times. Haven't seen any finished items in here for a while. Alright, so the elephant in the room. We have a deflated volleyball in here. That's because I keep feeling like if I make a giant chunk, something like this would be helpful to, like, I don't know. I feel like I have a use for it. So I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. Into the craft bucket. Okay. Another little clam filled with pins. What are you? You're an iguana. We have giant bee, or mid-sized bee technically, because we did a little bee, big bee, and bigger bee, but finished. You can go over there. I know some of you guys are dying for this. I'm gonna leave you out. We're gonna develop you. See, that's the excitement of the box. I knew it was here somewhere. The original pumpkin cap. Got too big. Bag of scraps and bits, including Mr. Bones' original ribcage in the bottom there. It's always fun to discover stuff like that. The perpetual struggle of trying to capture the essence of cat, I think, is what I'll name that piece. But technically it's finished. You can go over there. I don't know. There's all sorts of other stuff in here. But I think it belongs somewhere between yarn and bits. So we'll keep it here for now. Bored with wheels. The deeper we go into these boxes, the more lost I feel. Ah! Hey guys, like the video. And right on top here, I've been avoiding her. But oh my goodness, all the pins! Every pin you could dream of is holding Rarity together now. Look at this Rarity. I think I'm beginning to work out why I never have any pins. It's a mouse, but finished. Finished mouse goes over there. It's Lulu! Is Cthulhu in here too? Oh, hello. This guy is No-So. Look at this. How cool is that? He kind of was developed at the same time as this one. I really struggled, in case you couldn't tell, putting together that pangolin. Those two body shapes go hand in hand. I don't know if I got the notes for this one anymore, but like, yeah, he was a pangolin at one point. I couldn't work out how to do spikies, and so we kind of just left him. I used to give up a little bit too easily, I think. I still want to know if Cthulhu is in here somewhere, because it was Lulu and Cthulhu. And now we have Thalulu, but that's a whole other thing. Anyone who's watched the live streams will know what I'm on about there. Cerberus body base. That's what the original prototype looked like. But great body piece to make something else out of, which is why it got kept in the Frank bucket. Another practice capybara. And another practice iguana. The iguana, I think, put up the biggest fight of all of them. When I'm throwing them, I'm throwing the finished items into a box. There is a method to this madness. I'm not just like yeeting them. Oh my goodness. So, you know how every week I stream and we make like 1 to 3 Pokemon and they take like 2 hours each? Well, way back in the day, I tried to design a Pokemon on stream, and this is as far as we got. This was Leafeon, referred to colloquially as Onion Boy. I'm glad I kept it. I am. Like, as much as that is about to be banished to the Franken bucket, it's really cool to look at that and be like, that was like, what, 4 hours worth of work? And these days I would polish that off without even thinking. It's always good to be able to like have some sort of yardstick as to where we're coming from and where we're going. So that can go in the bits bucket. Spookitty, my beloved. Are you the original? You are. Guys, it's the original Spookitty. What are you doing in that big sad bucket all by yourself? Let's put you over there. Franken with Skein Spider. So the weirdest bits in this box came from my collabs with Lee, and I love it. Oh, are you an early mimic? Buried for a century. You are. All right, this is a very early mimic prototype. Again, that's a box of bits thing, but we'll find a use for it. What's this? Oh, there we are. That's the inside of the mimic. Most of the way to a mimic. What else have we got? Okay, here we go. This bag is quite an exciting bag. Buried as it is. In all kinds of stuff. All right. This is the base pieces for a dragon. Specifically, the marigold dragon. So that's a whole dragon that needs to be, like, decorated at some point. We literally have the building blocks for a dragon in the Franken pile. We are making some progress, I think. I found a whole basket in here, which is like, cool. I was trying to organize my organized chaos. Ooh, what's that? Oh my goodness, it's a doll. Guys, it's a doll. And it's not the doll I remember making. It's some other doll. I think I put you away because your eyes are super creepy. Look, I tried to make a doll. Did you have limbs? They kind of look like arms. Hello. The Franken pile. What are you? Oh, well, I see an udder. I see legs. You were clearly a no-so cow. You're a chubby little no-so cow without a head. This was going to be a snail at one point, and then I saw Crafty Intentions snail, and I got a little disheartened because the Crafty Intentions snail is perfect. But still, this is a good bit. Into the Franken bucket. My Franken bucket is very full. I'm going to claim this basket once I empty this basket out as part of my Franken bucket. Now, you're still connected, aren't you? You are indeedy. Where did those scissors go? I put them down. They've been lost to the sands of time. I will never find them again, and now I'm buried. I'm cemented in place. But that's okay. We will soldier on. I'll put you back in here for now. Also like some sort of goose in that bag. That's an interesting bag. Okay, let's see. We've got a purple bag here, and it just has stuffing in it. It has stuffing in it. This is fun. And then I really need this basket emptied so I can start using it for some of the bits that are just sort of taking over. That is just a full cake. I really wish I'd brought a trash bag in. Oh, that's another piece of our mimic. That's the eyeball. Okay, mimic, you're really coming together. And that's, I think, my first and only attempt to use mohair to do anything. We shall not speak of it. Pin cushion. Did I put you in here? You look a lot like the pin cushion I was using. Oh, when I was making Marigold, she was originally going to have more substantial wings, like more European dragon wings instead of the dragonfly wings she ended up with. This is very dusty. I'm actually starting to find it difficult to breathe. Bit. Yarn, 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 yarn. Yarn. That is a full-on eyeball. Like a dragon eye. I think I was trying to crochet flowers. It's a lot of pins. Got some washi tapes. Another thing of washi tape. But yarn. So let's scoop the yarn out. Yarn. Alright, we have cleared out a basket. And I'm going to put this basket to immediate work to hold some more of these items. Specifically the bigger projects that I think I can look at. So let's do that. So yeah, plenty of pieces for us to either finish sewing together or create some franks with. Make some room, making room, making room. This is the making room song. Alright, cool. Now I have 2 buckets. Franken bits. And a pin cushion. Alrighty, what have we got in here? Okay, I'm fishing bits out of the bottom of this box at this point. That was a bumblebee at one point, I think, or intended to be one. That is a finished dove that has somehow gotten smooshed at the bottom of this box. Pop that over there. Aha! That is the keyboard that was the panel for, which I think I've already thrown that panel away. But that's fine, because I don't think this keyboard works anyway, and I should throw away things that don't work. I shouldn't put them in a box for 4 years. Oh, hey, another eye. Or is that the same eye that's just fallen back into the box? No, 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 no. 2. There's 2 of them. I think so many of these are from the 100-piece challenge. It's a practice tarantula. Budju, what are you doing over here? All the other Pokemon are over there. Hold on, we're going to yeet you. Budju's now a flying type. and a knocktail. You too. The knocktail was already a flying type. That felt a little bit more natural to him. What are you supposed to, what is that? Sorry, based on the questions that I got last week, I'm given to understand that like some of you think that I'm an expert at what I do. This is a far more recent attempt than I think I would like to admit. Oh, I remember you. This is one of the animal mashups that I couldn't locate last time. Monster Seal. Monster Seal is what I'm thinking of, but I don't remember what he was a mashup of, but he was definitely one of the animal mashups where I think it was I spun a wheel. Had to mash a bunch of patterns together. But you're a finished item there, friend. You go over there. Hello, bug puppy. We found another moth. Now, you go in that box. That is a ball of concrete. I can find a use for that. Another iguana. And another tarantula. Seriously, the iguana and the tarantula took so much time. Oh, there we are. Another practice Cerberus body base. That's it. We go through iterations. We iterate. That's a pumpkin. It has a lot of pins in it still, and an attempt to needle felt some eyes, which is, you know what? Good job past me for trying new things. Let's put you in the bucket. I can tell you I got it at IKEA. I cannot tell you what my plan. Oh yeah, no, hey, yep, definitely from IKEA. It's kind of fun to swing around, which is just asking for trouble.
Oh yeah, we need to put that on the wall somewhere. Yeah, we need to attach that to the wall.
So, we're most of the way through this box, but I have buried myself alive, so I think I just need to like stop. You need to be charged, and I'll just reorganize a little bit and come back and we'll deal with the rest of this. Just my disorganized box was becoming a disorganized me. All right, I am back from my break. It is technically day 2, and this is what the room currently looks like. All right, so I think the first thing we're just going to do is sort what's left in that box because there's frankly not that much left in it, and I think it'll go pretty fast. Okay, so I might owe a little bit of an explanation as to why this blanket is in the box. Mostly because I don't make blankets, but also because why is it just in the bottom of the box when it looks like it's kind of a pretty blanket? Well, it's because, right, like a while ago, the magic ring on this blanket came unstuck. So it's been in this box waiting to be repaired or frogged. The yarn is too nice just to like, I mean, obviously I'm not just going to discard this much yarn because it's beautiful, but having a chance to like frog it to claim the yarn or fix it. And honestly, at this scale, this blanket was like an afternoon's work. So we're definitely going to frog that to reclaim the yarn, but that is the last thing in this box. That is one empty box. So over here we have a massive pile of stuff that's just bits. Now, some of it does just need to be sewn together, but we'll explore that in a second. Then over here, we have a box of finished items, box of random craft stuff, and just a box of yarn that needs to be like balled and frogged. So I think I'm just going to get these boxes broken down because there's this one here and then the smaller one from yesterday. And then I'm just going to work out where some of this stuff can live, where it goes. So far we've reclaimed 12 bobby pins, 1 pair of fingernail clippers, a bull clip, a nicely sized and shaped weight to use for a future project, and 1 giant needle. You can see my Chrysanthosauri at the top of the wardrobe here. When I talk about the wardrobes in this house being filled with crochet items, I'm not joking. That is the fate of the other bag that we've already sorted out today. So next up, we have options. We can either do yarn bucket or pile of bits. And I think we're going to do pile of bits next, just because some of that stuff will go into the yarn bucket, whereas none of the yarn bucket will end up in the pile of bits. It makes a kind of sense to me anyway. So I've decided I'm going to start with these bags. This is the current pin cushion count that you can see there. So we've managed to rescue a whole lot of pins so far. Hoping to rescue a few more now. And all I'm going to do is sort the disembodied random bits from the pieces that need to be assembled. And just sort of try and get like a feel for what the situation is here. Well, that's a very early Squirtle. There's a whole lot of puff flowers in this bag. Tempted to scrap them, but I might keep them just because they might be useful for something. I suppose that's how we fell into this mess in the first place. Okay, see, this is what I meant when I said that some of the bits would just end up in the yarn pile. This giant handful of yarn scraps and like mini yarn balls, which might have an application. We might be able to find a use for those, not just to chop them up for stuffing. In the meantime, some interesting projects resurfaced as part of this. So first of all, I found the limbs, the original limbs that went with that yellow original pangolin body. So those were his hands, and then we only had one foot. So these are probably not the ones that I'll go with, depending on what I turn that into, but it was cool to find them again, and I will make sure that they go with that main base piece. So pop those to one side. I also found, at one point I was thinking about developing a rainbow mantis shrimp very long time ago, and that was one of the like scales I was playing with, but it was too hard with all the color changes. I laugh thinking about the rainbow frog I did a whiles after that. I just thought nobody would ever want to do this many color changes, and oh boy, was I wrong. But anyway, yeah, so that resurfaced, but that can just go in here. And then I found this. It's been mentioned a couple of times in videos that the longest stitch I ever did was over 1 meter long and had over 100 yarn overs. Or sorry, it had 100 yarn overs. I found it. So this is all from here all the way to there. The big loop. That is all one stitch, just to see if I could. I'm either going to frog it or frame it, but it's not going in the bits bag. So that was just something else interesting that I found. So we do still have 2 more tubs to go through, so I am going to keep doing that now. I have split just the bits that we can use for a frank in future into one bag, and I've got just disembodied stuffing puffs in another bag. So there is some semblance of order being applied here. This stuff here needs to be either balled up or processed into stuffing. So I'm going to just keep building my yarn scrap pile for now. We also found 2 pins. So it's 2 more pins for the pin rehabilitation program. So for these tubs, I may have to approach them a little bit differently just because some of them are... That one's froggable. I have like 15 iguanas. Like how many iguanas does one person need? Whereas like some of these pieces are a little bit more obvious that they just belong in a bits bag. What am I supposed to do with iguanas that are fully done? It just seems mean to send them for processing. We'll sort them into easy piles first. One Franken bag all sealed up. I'm gonna have to start another one. Oh, that's almost a parrot. See, I like that. Oh, we've got our first project to be sewn together. I'll pop that to one side. Oh, that one there is missing an ear. I may have already filed the ear. Lots of really good dragon bases. Oh, another one to be sewn together. I really should find wherever I put the pattern for this particular fish. Look how good that shape is. Where did I put you? Oh, it's another one for assembly. A little bit of assembly. Spot of tea. These petals are literally from like my last canvas video, but they're still in the box. This bag is very full at this point. I might need to start a third bag even though there's not a lot left. Oh, we still have a whole other basket. Yeah, let's start another bag. Bag number 2. Okay, so Any just to be assembled, I'm going to put back in the tub. Just for now. So check in on the pins. See, we've got lots of pins. It's good to know where all of my good pins ended up. Apparently just forever in pin limbo. Pimbo? Pimbo. Project limbo. When a pin gets caught in a project that may never get sewn together, but is also kind of forgotten about. So the last tub we have is a pretty tall tub, which was too hard to see from above, I'm sorry. So we've just changed our angle there. I think this little pumpkin can probably just be assembled. Where's my pin cushion gone? Can you see it? Ah, there it is. You guys actually helped me find it. It was there in the camera finder. Got reclaimed eyes. Is there seriously 3 of these laying around? How many Cerberus bodies did I need? Oh. An eyeball. I was clearly making something. Okay, I've already talked to you about Onion Boy, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. We're going to break it down into parts. Onion Boy would want to be used. And it would be a fun little base for a Frank at some point, maybe. I almost feel like we have enough bags of Franken pieces that I should sort them into like base pieces and decorations so that like, but that's just, I don't want to get distracted from the main task. Just yarn. We've reclaimed another bag. Oh, this is tricky again. This is, again, most of the pieces for a mimic, but also not all the pieces for a mimic. So it does stay firmly in Franken territory. See, like, that's not a bad cat piece. It's just not a usable cat piece. It's still got its tail. I could sew it together. You know what? You're cute. You're cute and you deserve to live. Sewing bucket. Oh my god, it's another Cerberus head. And another pin, but like another Cerberus head. That's either I'm discovering the same 2 over and over again, or there's like 4 of them. Cute little snail nugget, which you've already seen. I think Rarity deserves to be sewn together. She's been waiting for 4 years, 4.5, maybe 5 years now. I'll put her in the sewing bucket. Okay, dolls are creepy, but I can absolutely use her for something. Like, one of these Franks will have some use for a human torso. I really hope that's a new sentence. And here we have most of a strawberry cow. Where'd those scissors go? Set you loose and imprison you once again. And that's the dragon, which, again, shameful to leave it in a bag like this for as long as it's been in a bag like this, but it's staying in a bag like this. Is one of the pumpkin kitties missing a foot? Because that is clearly a pumpkin kitty foot. That is a whole bowl of yarn. Oh, the snail fellow. Where'd that snail torso go? It's in here. The snail fellow has some eye stalkies. Look at this. I think I was originally going to do a skull shell for him as well. Look, isn't that cute? No idea where the pattern is. It'll be in one of my notebooks, but like, he's cute. Do you get sewn together? No, your bits. Your bits, because we'll have so much fun turning you into something. Okay. Okay. That's 3 Franken bags. What's left? Oh, it's just you guys. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. Now, which cat do you come off of? It must be you. I must have only made you one. The original pumpkin kitty was huge. In fact, I don't even think... It was like the biggest one that we made, then there was like a medium-sized one with little feet sticking out the eye sockets. And then I think the final one was actually like a lot smaller. I don't know what to do with you. You were definitely the original though. Just like, look at that little foot sticking out the eyeball. Such a cutie. But how am I supposed to frog this? Reclaim some eyes and a whole lot of yarn if I do. And it's too specific to go in the Franken bag. I don't know. Maybe storage limbo for you. We'll sew the 1 foot on that we have. And then maybe it goes into the finished project limbo. And then in here, all we have left is those 2 base pieces that I was talking about earlier. And an empty basket. Okay, so in the empty basket, we will put 1 bag of Franken pieces, 2 bags of Franken pieces, hopefully a 3rd fits. Come on, I believe in you. 3 bags of Franken pieces, which we'll organise on a different day, okay? But there is definitely some video potential in here, so leave me a comment if you want to see a Frank made out of the Franken pieces. So that is done and can be put to one side. Next I have this. So this is a pile of spiders, iguanas, and yarn. So some of this yarn is really obvious. That's literally a ball of yarn. I'm obviously going to put that with the rest of my yarn and use it as a ball of yarn. Some of this is literally just the design process at work. Like, hang on, let me just fish out all these iguanas. So I've got a couple of capybaras in here. Capybara, 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 capybara. So a couple of capybaras, you'll see the ears are in different locations. That's because design process. And then we have, move out of the way. We have, let's see. The iguanas, it took a while to get right. Anyone who was in the Discord at the time knows how many iterations of iguana I did during this process. I like that's the original piranha. What possible use do I have for this many half-baked iguanas? All of these little, like, squishy-shaped cat things, I think I'll just process back into either yarn or stuffing, or both. The little scrapply bits in there. And that's mainly just yarn, yarn, yarn. So yeah, what do I do with all of my, like, prototype iguanas? I can put them all in storage, I suppose, but at some point I'm gonna have to deal with how many iguanas I have. And even 2 capybaras is a lot. I mean, the taper at least looks like a regular. Like that just looks like the finished taper. I guess I nailed that all in one hit. Go me. But it has no eyeballs. So like this is the dark side of designing. So you end up, well, there we are. 2 tarantulas. And then little tamarin as well. Little practice tamarin. Again, no eyeballs, because you don't waste safety eyes on the design process. Every iteration anyway. I'm gonna keep them. Don't judge me. Yeah, everything that's left in this pile, I think, is just to be, like, reclaimed. Mainly for stuffing, if I'm honest. The yarn is very scrappy for the most part. Maybe this green can be saved, but most of this I'll chop up into stuffing. That's a pin update. Why am I always out of pins? This is why. This is why. Okay, and I need my big chompy scissors. There they are. I feel like this process might be too upsetting to see on camera, so I might just put these ones all away. Any of the ones that look like they might have had a face, we'll just deal with later. The rest of this should be less stressful. It's all one stitch. We're still going. Oh, there we go. There we go. That was a 1 meter stitch. Yeah, plenty of yarn here for a project of some kind. Even if it's just the Pokemon streams. It's like this is a perfect amount of yarn for something like that. I'm trying to work out how to make this more satisfying for you guys, but how about this? It's the final base chain. Nothing smaller than this. All right, that's barely enough to do anything with, but nothing smaller than that. Okay, I was honestly a little more precious than I had to be then. This is the yarn that got saved. Yeah, honestly, I worked out pretty quickly that if it wasn't the type of yarn that I like to use, there was not a lot of there was no real point in trying to save a scrap, like a real scrap amount of a yarn that that doesn't match anything else that I have in my stash. Whereas like I worked a little bit harder for these scrappy green amounts and some of the yellows because they still match the colors that I'm actively using, so they can just go right back into the fold. But that's the yarn we've managed to reclaim so far. So we've managed to reclaim quite a lot of stuff. And we actually still have the yarn bucket. Alrighty, let's clear the desk. And I'll bring over the yarn tub now. Okay. I'm giving myself permission to be absolutely ruthless with this bucket. And just for the record, yeah, I am a little ashamed, but this is 4 years of neglect in one bucket. So honestly, I feel like it could be a lot worse. Let me know in the comments whether or not you've ever found yourself in this kind of situation. That might make me feel a little better. I don't want to alarm anyone, but going through this bag, there's the corpse of a yarn beetle. Dang it, I wanted to show it on camera for content, but I panicked and grabbed the yarn that I just... There it is. There it is. Right, you want to see this little sucker? Right there. So, that's alarming because big old bucket of yarn, whole lot of yarn in this yarn room. Never seen them near my shelves before, but there is every likelihood that the box is infested. So that means that any of the yarn that was in that box, I am now just going to discard. It's not like, I get that this is a large bucket, but it is mostly scrap anyway, and frankly, it's just not worth getting a yarn beetle infestation. So, yeah. That's a change of plan, but it's all going, and it's all going right now. I believe this is just acrylic, so it's probably fine, but I don't really want to risk it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I know there's probably ways to save yarn in this scenario, but honestly, this stuff's been living in a box for 4 years anyway. I'm freaked out now. Thankfully, this box has always been like in the far corner of the room. But I suppose if they were going to get in, they were going to get in. Maybe that was an overreaction, but it makes me feel a little better. Okay, now what? So I do feel a lot better. Because like I said, I've seen 2 or 3 of those beetles over the last 4 years, and none of them have ever been near the good stuff. Admittedly, the good stuff is acrylic, because I work in 100% acrylic, which isn't food for carpet/yarn beetles. And there was kind of like cottony type fibers through the box, but so that maybe we're sustaining them, but I feel a little bit better, like I've done something. If I start seeing them in the main thing, I don't know, but I'll work it out. I work it out. It's what we do. I was like, when something goes wrong, you work it out. So yeah, we've still got a few things that we can do in here, but I'm just gonna take that trash bag out right now. Right now. Okay, so we took the trash out of here. I cleaned the electronics up. And by that I mean I shoved them into a cupboard. So this, put it in that bag and stick it in that wardrobe. And then I have those crafty items, which are like a cement ball, some shower rings, a foam ball, some beads, a volleyball, just all kind of bits and pieces that I feel like might be useful for a project someday. I have my sewing bucket still on my desk. So here's what the rest of this video is going to look like, okay? We're going to do all the things that I've mentioned. I'm going to sew those pieces together, and then I'm going to vacuum I'm going to vacuum all the ghosts out of this carpet. It is going to be vacuumed left, right, and center. I recently got myself a shark, and we're going to suck all the evil out of this carpet, and then we're going to move the computer desk over against the wall. That's my plan. I will film what I can of it. Cthulhu was never found. the sewing that I've been putting off for 4 years. It's going to take me all of like half an hour to complete. I don't know if that's funny or embarrassing. Let this be a sign to you. Sew together the project you've been avoiding, because apparently it's going to take no time at all. And just look at this little gentleman. Look at this little pose. Tail attachment. It's been 14 minutes and 14 seconds. For anyone looking for any of these patterns, none of them are available. Sorry. Pumpkin. And now, if I can get Rarity done in the next 8 minutes, we've met that half-hour challenge. You guys, that right there is the shed of a dead carpet beetle. So we may have found the culprit, which makes sense because she's made out of cotton yarn. Okay. All right. So I'm going to claim the pins, but I think we're going to throw her away. Which is a bit sad, but honestly, she's been sitting here waiting to be assembled for like 8 years. Not 8 years, 4, 5, maybe 5 years. It's so annoying because like didn't see any live ones as I cleared out that box, but that doesn't mean anything. They could be inside her right now, and it's just not worth it. Found a husk.
Another one.
And it was on this one here that I haven't assembled yet. And so like she's just going straight in the bin. Yeah. She's just been sitting there waiting to be assembled for 5 years, honey. It's like I have no emotional attachment to her.
You're only finding dead ones.
Yeah, still. It's not worth it. Like cotton is not worth risking.
Oh, you got cotton on that one too.
This one's also cotton. I don't want to get rid of the Cheshire cat. You're going into quarantine. No Cheshire cats were harmed in the making of this video. This is a Cheshire cat update, guys. He's fine, I promise. We've just bagged him up for everybody's safety. Alright, with that somewhat disappointing end to that task. Again, 25 minutes to sew together something I've been putting off for 4 years, so that's what it is. Look at this! You know how I'm always saying I'm running out of pins? That's how many pins I've located throughout this experiment. Let's count them. Can I bring in the hardest working tortoise's twin? Alright, I'm going to count these pins now. I want you to leave your guesses in the comments down below as to how many pins you think I have reclaimed from the box. That is 113. That's 113 pins and 1 needle. It's ridiculous. For the record, that's how many pins I've been working with for the last year or so, just like constantly complaining that I'm running out of... I'm going to cram myself into frame. Just constantly complaining that I'm running out of pins. And 113 pins. So I guess that problem's over. Thank you for your service, twin of the hardest working tortoise. Guys, there's 2 of them. What are you focused on? There you go. Moved the desk over. Sorry I couldn't show you that bit. The phone was charging. This is definitely going to help us in the long run, I think. Yeah, that's probably where we're going to leave it today. The box is officially gone! Alright. Anyway, see you guys next week. Bye. Hello, it's Thursday. So yeah, we're going to sort into what? And that's the box. You have this, okay? You've got this. So over here, we have a massive pile of stuff that needs to either be... Oh, sorry. That's a hat. Whose hat? I'm not sure, but it is somebody's hat. It does not appear to be my hat. That shouldn't... They surely don't look enough like spiders to upset spider folk, but I'm sorry if you're a spider folk. If spider folk... If you're an arachnophobe, I'm sorry if they look too spidery. Oh my goodness. This is a dusty, dusty box. I think Rarity and the pumpkin are the only two left. What is that? Ow. Oh, you are Stabbity, not Rarity. What are you? Oh, the other raptor's tail. That makes sense. Alrighty, you can go there. And you, I'm going to need you around Halloween, I reckon. You can probably just go right there for now. To try and address the bald spot that got left during the flood. Because most of this is still pretty good, but there's a bald spot that's been left. These things happen to everyone. Darcy, I found him. Everyone can calm down, we found Hydrini. Not that he was missing. Yeah, I knew he had to be in here somewhere. Just an update, we have named them the hardest working tortoise and the hardly working tortoise. It's okay though. They are friends.